Today, we're talking about how my team and I made $8 million in 3 months selling IT and cybersecurity services. If you want to make money in IT and cybersecurity, you have to understand the strategies that actually bring in revenue. But here's the thing. Most people are doing this completely wrong and backwards. They're chasing every lead, they're working crazy hours, and still not hitting their goals. We did the polar opposite. We actually just worked 8-hour days and still sold more and turned this into the best quarter ever. And it all started with one simple equation that most people never even bother to calculate. My name is Dwayne Golden. I'm the VP of Sales at a $20 billion tech company. And I've been selling cybersecurity and IT services for the better part of a decade. And I've never seen 3 months quite like this. What I'm about to share with you are the exact strategies that we used, from the ideal customer targeting to how to leverage AI, the scripts that turn prospects into actual closed deals. This is not just theory, guys. This is actually what brought in $8 million in 90 days. And the first thing that we did was the math. Most people set a revenue goal and they just hope that they hit it. What we did was we reverse engineered exactly what it would take for us to hit $8 million. Here's how it works. You need 3 numbers. Maybe write this down. First number you need is your goal. What is your goal? What do you want to hit? The second is your average deal size. And the third is your close rate. So let's say for you, your average deal size is around 10K and you want to hit $200,000 in 3 months. To hit $200,000, in that case, you need to close 20 deals in 90 days. Sounds pretty doable, right? But this is where most people mess up. If your close rate is 25%, meaning 1 out of every 4 qualified meetings turns into a deal, you actually need 80 customer meetings to close those 20 deals. And it actually gets worse. Scheduled meetings and completed meetings are not the same thing. If your show rate is only 50%, which is pretty common in sales, you actually need to schedule 160 meetings to hit the 80 meeting mark. So this is no guessing or hoping. This is actually just math. So before you implement any of the strategies we're going to discuss, it's important that you do your math. What is your goal? What's your average sales price? And what is your conversion rate? This is going to tell you the exact number of customer meetings you need. And if the math doesn't work with your current service or product, it's time to change what you're selling or who you're selling to. Once we did the math, our next strategy was obvious. We had to get ruthless about who we were selling to. Most people will take any meeting they can get. We did the exact opposite. We focused on people we knew who could buy our premium offers, right? So these were customers that we knew had budget. For us, that meant companies who had at least 500 plus users to manage in the IT and cybersecurity world. The math is pretty simple. It takes the same amount of effort to close a $50,000 deal as it does a $500,000 deal. One, pay your car payment. The other will pay for your freaking car. The third strategy was customized messaging for each industry. Let's say they're in healthcare. We had a healthcare specific presentation. Schools got education-focused messaging. MSPs got partner-level conversation. We use an AI tool, Gamma, that allows you to customize your slide deck with information about each customer locally. This wasn't just like generic sales material. This was actual tailored intelligence that showed we understood their world. In this example, you can see I'm inside Gamma and I basically asked the system, hey, create a presentation sharing the importance of cybersecurity and backup and disaster recovery. And I told it to reference a recent cybersecurity attack in the Denver area in the presentation. Now, you can see here, Gamma does all the work for you. It creates the slide decks. It will put in data, all that supports like cybersecurity and all the different data and all the different attacks and all the different ways you can prevent it. It will even give them the localized story that happened. I think it says February here. So you can see how powerful this is. This was 2 sentences that I put in a prompt and it spit that out. You can get way more specific. For us, we just wanted to use localized information so they can see that this was something specific that we designed for them. So let's use a specific example for us. Let's say we're presenting to a hospital system in Denver. Our slide deck would include actual cyber attacks that happened to the healthcare organization in Denver over the last year. I'm talking about real data, real threats, and local relevance. We'd present these cases and naturally start discussions around their current proactive approach to prevent these kind of incidents. When you show people attacks happening to their neighbors, the conversation shifts from do we need this to how fast can we actually implement this? This approach helped us sell more premium offerings because the messaging was just really, really well received. When you speak their language as a school district or as a hospital and address their specific pain points, price becomes a lot less of an objection. And we didn't just stop at custom presentation. We use AI to create custom email messaging and custom calendar agendas to increase our show rate. Remember that 50% show rate I mentioned earlier? We pushed ours closer to 70% by making every single touch point feel very personalized. Now, here's where most people lose the deal. They'll get the meeting and they'll get into the demo, but they get this phase completely wrong. They'll do a great product walkthrough and then absolutely nothing. They'll do a great overview of their services and then absolutely nothing. No next steps, no commitment, just a simple, we'll get back to you. Send me some details. Share this slide deck with me, right? What we do instead, we use a simple 4-step checklist to turn every single demo into a mutually agreed close plan. Not a complicated script, just 4 checkboxes. This is critical because it gets the customer to commit to a specific decision timeline. And the process is simple, as you can see here. Step 1, learn about their process. You ask, what needs to happen between now and when you finalize a purchase? Then you simply shut up and you take the notes. Let's say they respond and they say they need technical approval. We've got to talk about it internally to make sure it's a good fit. Then move on to step 2. If they say they need financial approval, you go ahead and skip ahead to step 3. Maybe they like your overview so much they don't need technical approval, they just need finance. Go to step 3. This checklist is designed to tell you exactly where to go based on what they say. But in this example, let's say the person does need technical approval. They want to take some time to discuss with their technical team to make sure it's a good fit for them. You ask them this: how much time do you guys need for your technical approval? How much time do you guys need to meet and discuss internally? Maybe they say 2 weeks. Perfect. Go ahead and book a meeting at the end of that 2-week time frame right there with them on the call. But here's the key question before you proceed, and this is why I underlined it for a reason. If the technical evaluation goes well and the team decides they love it, what needs to happen after you finish the technical evaluation? This question is critical because it completes it from going into the black hole with no real next steps and doesn't leave things ambiguous. Usually what happens is they tell you every part of their process all the way to getting a deal signed. Usually after technical, they need some sort of financial approval. And at that point, you move on to step 3. And this is when you ask, okay, when do you guys meet? Like, how much time does it typically take to get, a financial approval internally when you guys purchase a service or a product? They'll give you a timeline. Let's say in this case, their finance committee meets once a month and the next meeting is in 3 weeks. You simply book a follow-up call right after that meeting 3 weeks from now. And then you head on to step 4. Here's the closing question. You get a final commitment. You say, if all goes well in your internal meetings, your team likes it technically, and after the finance committee meeting, they approve the budget, is there any reason we wouldn't just finalize the purchase on the call that we have scheduled on X date, right? The call that we have scheduled after the finance committee meeting? This gets us an actual timeline. What you're doing here is removing any hidden objections. If they have concerns about budget, if they have concerns about implementation timeline, or anything else, it comes out now, not after they've wasted 3 weeks of your time. It's better to find it out. If you're a target practice, so you're into archery or something, you can't hit a target you can't see, right? You can't overcome an objection you can't see. This is so critical. The beauty of this checklist is that it's simple. You're not trying to memorize a script. You've got 4 steps, 4 checkboxes. By the time you're done, you already know their exact internal process. You've got meetings scheduled at each decision point. They've committed to making a final decision on a specific date. This is a mutual close plan. No more deals dying at the let me talk to my team black hole. Or you actually have a roadmap. They have a roadmap. Everyone knows exactly what needs to happen next. The final strategy. And this is what makes everything else work. We role-played this checklist every single day for at least 4 weeks until everyone could deliver it naturally. One of the biggest mistakes people make with scripts is they'll read it for the first time with a customer, and it sounds robotic. It sounds fake, and it kills any potential maybe rapport you have with a customer. A script shouldn't sound like it's being read. It should sound like it's being delivered. The only way to get natural is through repetition. That's why we drilled this every single day for a month. Think about it like this. Like, actors don't walk on stage and read their lines off of a piece of paper. They've rehearsed it so many times that the words feel natural. That's what we did with our sales process. If you're not role playing through your demos and your presentations and your mutual close playing questions, your objection handling, that's costing you millions of dollars in lost revenue. My name's Dwayne Golden. If this was helpful, leave me a comment and like and subscribe. Thank you.